Sega! This game. So, greetings viewers, welcome to the third episode of The Road to Sonic Generations. And yes, I did decide to speak almost 2 minutes in, well, yeah, almost 2 minutes into this video, so I can let you sit through that whole anime intro that this game decided to receive for whatever reason that I still love to this day. However, you could take that as a precursor to things to come. So, like, if a Sonic game does happen to have an intro like that, I will show that first before we get into the actual episode. I may commentate over it, I may not, I don't know. It just depends on the game. However, I guess that clinches that I'll be doing that for almost every 3D Sonic game, huh? As for why I'm doing that, well, because I can, and for thumbnail opportunities. Anyway, so for this episode we're covering Sonic CD. Just like covering Sonic CD first before we get into Sonic 3, because even though it's the only main one of the main Sonic games that's not going to get a re-envisioned level, it is going to get a re-envisioned boss fights in Sonic Generations. And the boss fight in question is from this level, Stardust Speedway, which happens to be one of my more favorite levels in this whole game. And I felt that just like that was reason enough for me to cover this game in this miniseries. As for Sonic CD, it's yeah, I think I would consider one just like one of my most favorite Sonic games. Mostly due because it held me over during my quote-unquote Sonic drought during the late 90s. Because around that time, the only Sonic games that new Sonic games we had after Sonic 3 were games that ranged from pretty bad to pretty mediocre. Like Sonic 3D Blast and Sonic R. I hated Sonic 3D Blast. That was a major disappointment for me. And as for Sonic R, it's more of a guilty pleasure for me, if anything. A guilty pleasure in its purest definition. Kind of like a porn star. Okay, the porn star of Sonic games, okay? It's a disgusting and lowly existence. You should feel ashamed for even playing it. There are better games that you could be playing. But you, the fanatics, you just can't help yourself. It has this weird draw. You somehow get off on it. You keep coming back for more. You have this sort of sick fascination with this game. Because it's there. It's Sonic. You don't care. And that's pretty much what Sonic R is to me. Only difference between Sonic R and a porn star is that Sonic R ain't all that great to look at. You know what I'm saying? Not to, just like, and there's also those. Yeah, when the internet and the computer was starting to catch on in the world. There was also those Sonic educational games. Sonic Schoolhouse. I only played the demo of that. Speaking of demos, that's how I played Sonic CD first. There was a demo that came with some other PC game. I forget what it's called. And so I played through all of Palm Tree Panic, and it had no music. But just play through that much, just like I was hooked. I wanted to play more of this game. And I think within the year, because I didn't get the full version right away, but within a year, just my parents finally got it from me again. I think it came from Office Depot, I think. But played the full version and just like, and I was pretty much stuck on Sonic CD most of the time, and playing more of the classic Sonic games until Sonic Adventure finally came out. So that's part of the reason why I love Sonic CD to death. It is one of my favorite Sonic games in the franchise. Even though its level design, it does require you to slow down more often, more times than you would want in a Sonic game. It's like Sonic CD wants to emphasize more of the platforming aspect and not enough speed, even though a while ago you saw plenty of speed going on, even though I'm not really going anywhere at the moment. But this is one of the instances where speed actually happens, and So in short, it's basically just like because there's too much of the platforming aspect of this game. I feel like it compromises the essence of what we would call a Sonic game. Saying that though, I do look forward to when they re-release this game onto the 360 and the PS3. I think I'm gonna get it for the PS3 now I think about it. Especially since apparently there's this whole licensing issue in regards to the American soundtrack. It's just weird. I don't know, so for the first time in America, we're going to be graced with the original soundtrack, the Japanese and European soundtrack, and that pretty much clinched that for me to get that port because I actually want to experience this game with that soundtrack on. And even though I like both soundtracks, really, but after giving the Japanese version a chance like several months ago, I actually do prefer most of the tracks from the Japanese version more than the English version. But there are more. It's just like, that's not to say that there aren't any English tracks that I actually like over the Japanese ones. So they don't quite break even, but not totally biased. Why do I keep trying? Let's just keep going. And here we are, folks. We shall be seeing this again in Sonic Generations. Sonic's race against Metal Sonic. Who is the real Sonic? Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Okay, I'm Done. Okay, that move you see right there, that Super Figure 8 peel out, I think that's his full name. I don't know if that super was really there or not, but whatever. 69 rings. Sexy. But anyway, personally, I never seen the point of giving Sega giving Sonic what is essentially a different version of the spin dash, because. So it's just like I don't remember if just don't quote me on this. I'm not sure if this is 100% correct, but I think you go slightly faster than the original speed dash in this particular game, and it just in comparison they just look cooler. In comparison, they just look cool. That's why for rare instances like this right here, the start of the race, I usually just use the figure 8 peel out because. I personally just think it's cooler to open the race like that and to get a decent lead. 60 dot again, yay. But otherwise, I feel like it's really just there for show, like for appearances. Because in comparison to the spin dash, it's just you're putting yourself more at risk. Like because you don't roll up into a ball, that just like the figure out that you lose. The protection of the protection the spin dash gives you, and considering that's because the level design makes emphasis on the platforming aspect instead of speed, the game will force you to decide to slow down anyway. So I figure, what's the point? Why is it even there? And I got beaten again, but I'm teabagging this time. That means I'm serious. Let's fucking do this. I'm so mature. Yeah, I feel that's how I feel anyway. Like I feel like just the figure 8. I just like the figure 8 spin out thing. I just totally forgot the name I gave it. Whatever. That thing. I feel like it's just there for show. That's something unnecessary. That's something unnecessary. Kind of like Sonic Adventure 2's Magic Hands. Only had one real use in there, just one real convenient use in the game. But it was just a pointless power up. Oh no! This is my last life. I can't fail. I can't fail. Yes, teabag of victory. You know, I think I got something. Oh right. Amy. This is Amy's first appearance in the franchise. See how different she looks back then? Yeah, I don't care about Amy. So this is it for this episode of The Road to Sonic Generations. Next episode, we shall be playing one of the fan favorites.